Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. Is this fight happening in Australia in 2023? I think the answer is yes, from what we have seen so far on the internet. The two champions both seem very confident that they will get the job done, which makes this potential matchup extremely interesting. On one side, we have the current pound for pound king, who has never lost in the UFC, and on the other hand, we have Khabib 2.0 with better striking. As a Charles Oliveira fan, I thought he can shock the world by defeating Islam Makhachev, but how wrong was I? But no disrespect to Charles, I just don't want to make that same mistake once again. To me, Islam striking is the most underrated part of his game. Like Khabib, Islam has phenomenal wrestling and sambo background. Everyone who faced him was afraid of that dominating ground and pound, and once they shift their mind to wrestling, the strikings are coming from Islam. We need to understand this is mixed martial arts, and of course, we all knew Islam is going to shoot for takedowns at some point in the fight, but the timing is extremely hard to predict. Looking at the fight against Dan Hooker, Islam caught Hooker in the middle of throwing a kick and connected with a right hook, then immediately level changed. Most fighters either counter by striking or grappling on the leg, but Islam is able to do both in the span of zero point 0.5 seconds. Unlike Khabib, we rarely see Islam stalking people with mere takedowns. All level changes from Islam are set up by himself with strikings or catching his opponent off balance in the middle of the exchange. Also, Islam is super comfortable with inside leg trips. Whenever you see anyone getting into a clinch position with him, we could probably tell Islam is going to throw a wizard kick or leg trip in a few seconds. We have seen those leg tricks a lot from Piotr Jan as well. Is this a Russian thing? I don't know, because I don't really see that from anyone else but the Russians. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. I don't believe Islam is a terrible matchup for Alex because the size and the wrestling, but perhaps it is not as bad as people think. We should keep in mind that Alex Volkanovski has been training with the best fighters with different styles, such as Israel Adesanya and Piotr Jan. He has survived one of the deepest submission chokes by the BJJ master Brian Ortega twice. I highly doubt Volkanovski would let that happen to him again. He was probably training grappling every day after that fight. And after the trilogy with Max Holloway, Volkanovski literally looks unstoppable. He wasn't gassing out in the last round like the first fight with Max. There was much more output from him and significantly fewer strikes absorbed. It almost seems as Alex has perfected the tactic of hit and not get hit skill from Israel Adesanya. If he can do that against one of the best strikers in the UFC, namely Max Holloway, he could do that to anyone. I believe if Alex can keep the fight on the feet, he would have an over 50% chance of winning. However, the question is, can Volkanovski keep the fight standing? Alex Volkanovski's takedown defense is 73% in comparison with Islam's shocking 88%. And Alex's takedown accuracy also came short of 36% to 65%. I have to say, I did not realize how bad the stats were until I just saw them. Islam has faced so many high-level grapplers in the UFC, and none of them were able to stop those relentless takedowns. I remember Arman Sarukian being a great wrestler as he was, could not stop the takedowns, and Arman was known for his wrestling. Perhaps the height would help, because you will have a lower center of gravity, thus making you more difficult to grab and hold on to. But I'm not sure if that would work on Islam. I have to say, the more I look into the fight, the more I'm inclined to go with Islam Makhachev because I just don't see Alex stopping those takedowns. Regardless, I'm super excited to see this fight happening. I guess let's just wait and see what the UFC decided to do about this fight. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick breakdown, and if you do, please consider subscribe and leave a like for more UFC content in the future. You can always unsubscribe if you change your mind in the future. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Peace.